For this part of the tutorial, you're going to need a couple additional files. If you go to the page for this tutorial on my website, you will see this link to a wood texture from Polygon. Polygon's a great site where you can get lots of textures, and this one's free, so just go ahead and follow that link and get it. And then this second one is an HDRR image, and if you just follow that link and download it, just go ahead and put that in the same folder that you've been working on, and we're going to use it in this video. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to go from Blender Render at the top over to Cycles, and then we're going to add in the sun. I'm going to hit Shift A, go to Lamp, and add in the sun. In my right panel here, I'm going to click on the little sun icon, and I'm going to change the strength to 5. Hit Enter. Hit 7 to go to my top view. I'm going to pull this back. The position of the sun doesn't really matter, but I still move it around to visualize a little bit better. It really just matters the rotation. So I'm going to hit 1 to go in this front view, hit R to rotate that ray around. I'm going to put it about here. I'm going to go to 3, actually go back to 7, and I'm going to hit R and rotated it about like that. Scroll around and see. Okay, I'm going to hit Shift Z, and you can get a little, you can start seeing what it's going to look like. I'm going to hit Shift Z to go out of rendered view. I'm going to right click on this left rectangle, and hold Control, hit A, hit Scale, right click here, Control A, we're applying the scale, right click, Control A, apply scale. This is just getting things ready for the materials that we're about to add. So I'm going to right click on this left rectangle. I'm going to give it a new material, change this diffuse to principled. Let's go ahead and change the 3D view at the bottom left to a node editor. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to add a couple image textures to go into the roughness and the normal, and that's just going to change how light hits it and make it a little bit of this realistic metal texture. Hit Shift A, click Search, type in image texture. I'm going to change color to non-color data. Click Open, go into this brushed metal texture, and this one is the roughness. I'm going to click and drag from there to the roughness over here. I'm going to hit Shift A, type in there, click the search, and hit image texture. I'm going to change this to non-color data, click Open, go into the brushed metal and grab the normal. I'm going to drag this over to the normal over here. I'm going to hit Shift A, hit the search, and I'm going to type in normal map, enter on that. And I'm going to actually bring the strength, and if I, in this far right, if I show you the preview over here, you can get a little example of what we're doing here. I'm going to change the strength from 1 to 4. And that's just going to make this normal map have be stronger of effect. I also want to change the base color here, and I'm just going to drag it down to a darker gray. Okay, I'm going to go out of this node editor and back to the 3D view. If we hit Shift Z right now, you see it got darker, but we don't actually have this texture applied, and that's because we haven't unwrapped it. Just going to hit Shift Z. And I'm going to drag and get myself a second window, change this 3D view to a UV image editor. I'm going to click this little icon here, click on the roughness, zoom out, and with my mouse on the left side, I'm going to tab in edit mode, U for unwrap, and I'm going to click on the Smart UV Project and OK. So you can see it's unwrapped it over here. So we hit Shift Z now. You can see this texture is actually applied, and that's good, but I want to change the scale a bit. So I'm going to hit A with my mouse on the right side, hit S for scale, and I'm just going to bring that up maybe to about here. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. Okay, let's do the same thing with this one on the right. I'm going to Shift Z out of rendered view, tab out of edit mode. I'm going to right click on this one, hit U for unwrap. Oh, sorry, I'm going to hit escape on that. I'm going to tab in edit mode, then hit U to unwrap and click the Smart UV Project and click on OK. With my mouse on the right side, I'm going to click A to select everything, S for scale, and I'm just going to bring that up to about the same size we did the other one. So that one's unwrapped, but now we need to click right here and give it that same material that the other one has. I'm going to tab out of edit mode and hit Shift Z, and you can see that both of these have that same material. I'm going to hit Shift Z and I'll go ahead and save my project. Okay, this middle one basically has the same thing going on. I'm going to right click on it, hit U, oh, again, sorry I made the same mistake, hit escape, tab in edit mode, hit U, and I'm going to click on the Smart UV Project and click OK. Alright, with my mouse on the right side, I'm going to click A to select everything, S for scale, and again, just bring that up. Now on the right panel, I'm going to select that same one, but in this case, I'm going to click the little plus because we want to change it from this gray base color to a red. So I'm just going to bring that to about so. I'm going to tab out of edit mode, hit Shift Z, and there you can see we have that added here also. Now I'm going to select this outer ring. It's going to get this same material here. I'm going to tab in into edit mode, hit A twice until everything's selected. I'll hit Z just to go to wireframe real quick to see what I'm looking at. Yep. And I'm going to hit U for unwrap and click Smart UV Project and click OK. Alright, let's hit Shift Z and see how that looks. Oh, I forgot I unwrapped it, but we haven't added the texture yet. So in the right panel, I'll click here and select that material we've been using. Shift Z, and you can see it here. It's kind of rotated from where we want, so with my mouse on the right side, I'm going to hit A to select these vertices. I'm going to hit R to rotate. I'm just going to rotate these until they're horizontal. Let's see. Ooh. Maybe I'm going the wrong way here. Okay, something about there. Alright, I'm going to zoom out, hit Shift Z. Okay, that one's done. I'm going to tab out of edit mode, hit Z, and I'm going to select, let's see. Yeah, I'm going to select this other one that's the same exact shape that's behind there. Tab into edit mode, A twice to select everything, U for unwrap, Smart UV Project, click OK, and let's see, I'm going to click right here and add in that material. Let's see, can we see this from here? I'm going to loop around to the back or flip around to the back so we can kind of see in here. There's no lamp, so it's kind of hard to see, but you can start to see the lines, you know, again, aren't horizontal. So with my mouse on the right side, I'm going to hit A, R for rotate. I'm just going to start moving this until they look horizontal. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Hit Shift Z, and I'm just going to rotate back around. Z to go out of wireframe. Alright, we also have this blue ring right here. I'm going to, in the right panel, click here. I'm going to select the one we've been using that's this gray, but I'm going to click right here at the plus to duplicate it, and I'm going to change that gray into a blue. Let's see, maybe a brighter blue like that. Okay, and then again we're going to tab in edit mode, A twice to select everything, U for unwrap, and then Smart UV Project. I'm going to hit Shift Z, see how it looks over here. Okay, that one looks to be pretty horizontal. And in this case, I don't want to be this pronounced, this effect going on here. So in the right panel, I'm going to change from the 3D view to the node editor. And where it's the 4 right here, I'm going to go, let's try 1. And I don't want it to be too drastic on here. I'm going to go 0.3 just to give it a light little effect. Maybe I'll go up to 0.6. Let's see. You know, you can play with that. It's kind of up to you. But but I think something like that will look pretty good. Alright, tab out of edit mode, zoom out. Okay, so we've got everything going except for the floor here, the back side, and then this piece. So I'm going to right click on this ring right here. Currently doesn't have anything on it. We're actually going to add two different materials to it, so I'm going to click a plus right there, and I'm going to select that silver one we've been working on. I'm going to hit plus again, hit new, change this from diffuse to principled. And on this one, I'm going to drag the roughness all the way up to 1, and I'm going to leave it at that white. So if I tab into edit mode, I'm going to hit A to deselect, and I'm going to hold Control and hit tab, and switch this to face selection. I'm just going to right click on that face, go around to the back, shift right click to that face, and I'm going to click on the white material here and hit assign. So now if I tab out of edit mode, hit Shift Z, you see we've got that there. And if I right click on, actually I was already clicked on it, I'm going to hit R Z45 and hit Shift Z just to see what we're working with. Okay, so now I want to Control Tab again to go out of that. Tab to go into edit mode, A to deselect. I'm going to hold Control and Alt and right click right here. That's going to select all of these, and I'm going to click right there and select assign. Tab out of edit mode, hit Shift Z. Actually, I don't think the front face, I don't think they have different textures right now. Let me double check. So Shift Z, tab in edit mode, A to deselect. I'm going to right click on this front face. Okay, it definitely has the white. Okay, I think maybe we weren't seeing the difference because it's not unwrapped yet. So I'm going to hit A, select all of that. In the right panel, I'm going to switch it back to the UV image editor. I'm going to hit U for unwrap, Smart UV project, and click OK. Now I'm going to hit Shift Z. Let's see here. Okay, so it's definitely applied to the edges and not right here. I'm going to hit Shift Z, tab out of edit mode. I'm going to hit R Z -45 just to put it back into its initial position. I'm going to hit Shift Z, and okay, yeah, it's definitely white, and those edges are going to be silver. Shift Z to go out of rendered view. Okay, so we still got to do the floor here, so I'm going to right click on that floor, and I'm going to actually just minus that out, click on the new, and let's go ahead and make this window a little larger. And actually we can unwrap it first. I'm going to hit, right click on that, tab into edit mode, U for unwrap, and Smart UV project. Okay, so we've got it unwrapped. And now I'm going to go from the 3D view in the right panel and change it to a node editor. And I'm shift and middle mousing to move around here. Right click on the diffuse, hit X, that will delete it. Shift A, type in search. I'm going to go to the principled. I'm just going to drag that in right here. Alright, this time I'm going to hit Shift A, type in image texture, and we're going to need 3 different ones of these. So one of them is going to go into the base color. I'm going to hit Shift D while it's still selected to make another, Shift D to make the third. Both of these are going to have non-color data. This one's going to go into the roughness. This one is going to go into the normal. Hit Shift A. I'm going to search for invert. Put that right there. Hit Shift A, search, and I'm going to type in normal map. Click right there. Alright, on the top one I'm going to click open. Go to that wood material. This one we are going to want the, let's see, color 2K. Second one, we're going to want the glossy. And the third one, we are going to want the normal. Okay. And I'm going to hit Shift Z, see how that looks. Okay, it's pretty good. I'm going to test out bringing the strength up. Okay. Let's compare that to like something lower. See what is really high. Okay, let's go ahead and go to like a 4. It also will make a big difference depending on where the lamp is hitting it. Straight on, you get it really reflective. So right here, let's go see what this looks like at different values. Okay, so that's going to be pretty reflective. Let's see. Just checking how that looks. Different values. Okay, yeah, leave it back up. Rotate around. I do see that it's rotated. So in the right panel, I'm going to go out of the node editor and go into the UV image editor, hit A and R for rotate, and let's just get this to where it's looking horizontal, which I keep passing it up whenever I do this. Okay, that looks pretty good there. All right, I'm just going to rotate around it again a little bit, see how that looks. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. Hit Shift Z. I'm going to make this window smaller, rotate around, tap out of edit mode, right click on the floor back here. I'm just going to change this little icon to that material we just made, and this one needs to be unwrapped, so I'm going to tab into edit mode, hit U, do an unsmart UV project, click OK, Shift Z. We can't really see how it looks right now. I'm going to save real quick. Let's see, let's see. I think for right now, maybe I'll just put a lamp back here real quick just so we can see what we're doing. So I'm going to hit Shift, I'm going to tab out of edit mode, hit Shift A, go to lamp and add in a point. I'm just going to pull it back here. Shift Z, and we can see our floor a little better. Okay, so same thing, it's rotated, so I'm going to right click on it, tab into edit mode. With my mouse on the right side, A to select, I'm going to hit R for rotate. I'm just going to move this a little bit, see when we get it horizontal. Just a little bit more. Okay, that looks good. So I'm going to tab out of edit mode, hit Shift Z. I'm going to right click on the text here, and let's actually just go ahead and subtract that one out and click here, and let's add in that red from before, hit Shift Z. Okay, that should be pretty good. Alright, so I don't need that lamp anymore. I'm going to right click on it, hit X and delete. So I'm going to do a quick double check. So we added that material there, those materials, hit Shift Z. Alright, that looks like that's all of our materials. Actually, I forgot that we haven't added anything to our figure here. I'm going to hit Shift Z, right click on him. Currently it's a curve right here, so I'm going to hold Alt and hit C, and we can select Mesh from Curve. I'm going to tab in edit mode, hit A to select everything, hit U for unwrap, and do Smart UV Project. And to be honest, you probably should do a little bit better job, more manual job of unwrapping stuff. But since this is a beginner tutorial, I just want to make it really simple. So this is how I'm unwrapping things for this project. So now in the materials on the far right, I'm just going to change it from this current blue one we have to the blue that's got the material, the texture on it. I'm going to hit Shift Z, zoom in. Alright, you can see that's been applied to it. And it's the wrong direction again, so I'm going to hit A over here, hit R to rotate, and I'm just going to move this into position. Let's see. And this, it's a style choice. You could even have it going vertically if you wanted. I just want all of mine to be matching each other horizontally, I think. Let's see. Am I gonna pass it up again? Alright, that's good enough. You can work to get it exactly right. You can see now that these two have this nice little kind of brushed effect to it. So I'm going to zoom out and just see this some different camera angles. So that's when it's straight getting hit by the sun lamp. Let's see. Kind of go off to the side a little bit. Alright, that looks good.